Fatigue on the road is estimated to be the major factor in more than 20% of roadside deaths. Fatigue is commonly associated as a problem for long-distance drivers only. However, it may also pose as an issue for short-distance drivers as well. Fatigue can be caused due to exhaustion and lack of sleep, which can be the case for many drivers regardless of the fact that they are long or short-distance drivers. Young drivers perceive fatigue as an older person's issue, as it is a consequence of shift work and long hours. Nevertheless, lack of sleep is a common problem faced by many young drivers, which can also cause fatigue while driving. It is difficult to identify the number of fatal road accidents resulting from fatigue. Hence, young drivers overlook the signs in comparison to the signs of speeding or driving under the influence of alcohol and drugs. Young people underestimate the consequences of fatigue. There is a stigma that driver fatigue only occurs when one has been driving for a long time. However, fatigue is something that can be experienced as a result of lack of sleep or exhaustion of the body due to daily activities, which are factors that young drivers can also experience. Young drivers are inexperienced, hence they do not understand the nature and consequences of driver fatigue. The unawareness makes them ignore the symptoms of fatigue. The indifferent and ignorant attitudes regarding fatigue amongst young drivers on the road has led to increased road accidents. Fatigue results in the following changes in the body: yawning, feeling of drowsiness, sore or heavy eyes, inability to keep eyes open, distorted vision, zoning out or nodding off, stiffness and cramps, poor psychometric coordination, reduced caution, longer reaction times, slow information processing, motivation diminishes, headache, sore and weak muscles, and agitation. Fatigue also results in changes to one's driving, including the following: impaired driving performance, reduction of concentration and alertness, causes aggressive reactions towards people and objects, reacts less accurately to the deceleration of the driver in front, fluctuating speed, infrequent line changes, and poor concentration. The consequence of driver fatigue is road crashes. These road crashes result in property damage, injuries, and even death of the driver, passengers, or pedestrians. These accidents usually involve a single vehicle drifting into another lane and colliding with another object or vehicle. Because driver fatigue impairs coordination and decision-making abilities, drivers can nod off without realizing. Although this may only last for a few seconds, it increases the chances of risk immensely. Road accidents attributed to driver fatigue are often the most dangerous, as the fatigued driver does not attempt to avoid the impending crash. Road accidents could cause severe injury to an individual, other passengers, and civilians in the area, and possibly cause permanent changes to their lifestyle and lifelong trauma. Influence such as peers, family, past experiences, and education have different impacts on a driver's health and decision-making. Peers can pressure their friends, hence their influence on a driver's health and decision-making is significant. This influence may be negative, as they can push the driver into continuing to drive while tired. However, they may also have a positive influence where they can tell the driver to stop driving when they can identify the symptoms of fatigue. Family can have positive influence on an individual, as they are able to convince the driver to take breaks while driving to avoid fatigue. However, they could also be a negative influence. Family could unintentionally pressure and overwhelm the driver, as well as distract them or allow them to dismiss the signs of fatigue. Past experiences in which drivers have been involved or know someone who has been involved in accidents due to fatigue may have a positive influence on a driver's health and decision-making. First or second-hand experience would deter drivers from dismissing the symptoms of fatigue, as they would want to avoid another accident. A driver's understanding of fatigue can influence their health and decision-making. By being educated about the symptoms and consequences of fatigue, an individual can learn to make safe decisions on the road, allowing them to think before driving while tired. However, lack of education and awareness can result in accidents, as individuals will not be able to identify the symptoms of fatigue. There are initiatives that the Australian Department of Transport could initiate to promote health and safe behaviour to avoid driver fatigue accidents. Campaigns to educate drivers will raise awareness of fatigue. Advertisements could be displayed on billboards, TV channels, and social media. Having compulsory seminars or events where people can partake in activities and learn about the symptoms and consequences of fatigue to prevent accidents on the road. Schools could initiate programs to educate the youth, as the youth would be potential drivers in the future. Educating them at an early age would prevent risks in the future. Government initiation of the Stop, Revive, Survive facilities act as an area where drivers are given the opportunity to pull over and rest. This prevents accidents due to fatigue, as they are less tired drivers on the road. Fatigue-related crashes can occur on any trip, no matter how long or short, or what time of the day. It is crucial to identify the symptoms of fatigue when driving and know what to do to avoid driver fatigue incidents. For extra information, check out the following links.